If you're a man over 60 and you've been waking up fatigued, feeling less vigorous, or quietly disconnected from your body, this message is for you. Because the real reason your strength is fading isn't aging, it's starvation. Not of calories, but of the very nutrients your body craves in the final hour of the day. Every night, millions of men unknowingly deprive their heart, hormones, and male vitality of this single most important fuel they need to repair, rebuild, and restore blood flow where it matters most. I'm Dr. Laura Dott. For over 2 decades, I've guided men in their 60s, 7 South, and even 80s, men who felt defeated, disconnected, and resigned, and have watched them come back to life. Not because of a pill or surgery, but because of one simple decision they made day before bed. A spoonful of the right food taken at the right time can be more powerful than anything you do during the day. Here's the part no one tells you. Your body is designed to heal while you'll sleep, but only if you give it what it needs. Most men skip protein, lack circulation, supporting nutrients, and go to bed with empty reserves. And then wonder why energy, intimacy, and confidence are slipping away. In this video, I'll reveal 7 science-backed bedtime foods that quietly work while you'll rest. One of them, a single spoon for bed, can help trigger stronger intimate responses, stable energy, and poor sleep. And coming up soon, I'll show you the exact food I call Nature's Intimate Enhancer in a spoon. It's smooth, familiar, and it might just change how you wake up tomorrow morning. Before we begin, if you're serious about restoring your strength, sleep, and circulation after 60, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss another tip designed specifically for your health and vitality. If this message speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0, so I know how to better support you on your journey. Alright, now that you understand why bedtime, I see our body's secret healing window. Let's dive into the first simple habit that can change everything. It starts with one of the most overlooked but powerful foods sitting right in your kitchen. 1. Soft-boiled eggs, the Nitric Oxide Activator. To soft-boiled eggs, taken at the right time, can ignite real transformation. I still remember the first time I recommended this to a patient named Walter. He was 68, a retard math teacher, sharp-minded and disciplined. But behind that steady gaze, I could see something was missing. He sat down in my office and said, "Doc, I've done everything right. Vitamins, walks, clean eating, but I still feel flat. I wake up drained. My mornings didn't feel like mine anymore." And Thena pause. My intimate responses aren't even close to what they were. I didn't reach for a prescription pad. I reached head for something far more ordinary, yet far more powerful. I said, "Walter, tonight I want you to eat 2 soft-boiled eggs. That's it." He raised an eyebrow, skeptical. "Eggs?" I smiled. "Soft-boiled 1 hour before bed. Trust, most people think of eggs as a breakfast food, but for men over 60, a soft-boiled egg at night can be a biological spark. That's because these humble eggs are rich in leucine, an amino acid that triggers nitric oxide release, which in turn relaxes and expands your blood vessels. And that's not just important for heart health. That's the key to blood flow down there. When nitric oxide is limited, intimate bonus become weaker, more inconsistent, or disappear entirely. But when you feed your body the right building blocks, even at 60 or 70, blood flow can return. Soft-boiled eggs are real so packed with vitamin D, which supports vital hormones, and vitamin B12, which helps nerve sensation and energy production. And unlike heavy greasy meals, soft-boiled or poached eggs, easy on digestion, making them perfect for late-night recovery. They give your body what it needs, without causing blood sugar spikes or weighing you down. After just 10 nights, Walter came back to my office with a different energy. He was walking taller. His face looked lighter, and with a smirk has said, "Doc, I don't know what you did, Tom, but my wife says thank you." Webeth laughed, but deep down we both understood this wasn't magic. It wasted me. It was biology. It was 1 spoon's worth of care given at the right mint. You see, your body doesn't need massive changes. It needs intentionalomes. And sometimes something as simply as to soft-boiled eggs before bed can flip the switch your body's been waiting for. But if you think eggs are powerful, wait until you meet the next food. It's smooth, creamy, and just one spoonful of it can quietly unlock circulation with sleep. This one is my go-to for men who need help relaxing their arteries and reigniting their confidence. Let's talk about it next. Not long ago, a man named Carl walked into my office. He was 74, a widower, soft-spoken, well-dressed, and he carried himself with quiet pride. But when we sat down, there was something different in his voice, something uncertain. He leaned forward and said, "Doc, I've taken care of myself.
I walk every day.
I eat clean, I even meditate, but intimacy it's slipping, and I don't know what to do." That's when I introduced him to one-off the simplest tools I've ever prescribed. Just 1 tablespoon of almond butter before bed. No pills, no hormones, no intense workout plans, just a spoon and a moment of intention. At first, Carl looked at me like I was joking. "You're saying a spoon of nut butter is going to help with my performance?" I nodded, yes, and not just performance. Your sleep, your blood flow, your recovery, all of it. Here's the truth. Most men don't realize your arteries are surrounded bismuth's muscle that needs to relax for blood to flow properly. And almond butter is packed with magnesium, a mineral that calms those muscles like a warm bath at the end of a long day. It also contains arginine, which your body converts into nitric oxide, the essential molecule responsible for opening your blood vessels and allowing rich oxygenated blood to reach every part of you, especially the parts that have been quietly underperforming. But there's more. Almond butter has healthy fats that support vital hormone production naturally. No injections, no side effects, and perhaps most overlooked of all, it helps stabilize our blood sugar. That means fewer disruptions during the night, better hormone balance, and deeper sleep, which is when your body resets vital hormones and repairs. Circulation. Carl followed me advice. 1 tablespoon of plain almond butter, sometimes on a slice off whole grain toast, sometimes right off spoon. 30 to 60 minutes before bed. 2 weeks later, he walked into my office, and before I even said a word, Hesmold. "Doc, I feel lighter, more like myself." Let's just say my new lady friend noticed too. What I saw in Carl was what I've seen in countless men. Themament, when biology starts working with you instead of against you. That 1 spoon wasn't just a food. It was a signal, a message to his body, that healing, strength, and desire are still possible, that he's still very much alive. And if almond butter can quietly unlock your blood vessels while you leap, the next food goes even further. It's sweet tart and buried with childhood memories. But inside that deep-red liquid is one of the most powerful tools for rebuilding male vitality. Let me show you the drink that has helped thousands of men sleep deeper, wake stronger, and reconnect in ways they thought were gone forever. There's something about tart cherry juice that brings me back to childhood summers. Remember my grandmother keeping these little bottles in the back off the fridge, deep red, almost medicinal in color. Back then, it was just a treat. But today, I see it differently. I see it as one of the most powerful nighttime tools a man over 60 can use to rebuild what age has tried to quietly take away. I met Leonard, 69, a retired bus driver who had done just about everything right. He ate clean, walked every morning. He avoided alcohol and kept his mind sharp. But one afternoon, he sat in my office and said, "Doc, I'm still in love with my wife. You want to be close to her. But when themament comes, my body just does trespand. It's like it leaves the room." Line hit me hard because Leonard wasn't lacking desire. He was lacking internal support. And the problem, as I often see, wasn't just physical. It was physiological. Deep inside the nervous system, the blood vessels, the hormone signals, and above all, it was tied to sleep. That's where tart cherry juice comes. In unsweetened tart cherry juice is one of the richest natural sources of melatonin, the hormone that governs deep, restorative sleep, but it doesn't stop there. It also contains synthocyanins, potent antioxidants That reduced inflammation and boost nitric oxide production. That means as you sleep, your blood vessels soften, relax, and restore their ability to carry blood to your heart, your brain, and yes, to your male anatomy. When sleep deepens, hormone balance returns. Vital hormones activate overnight. Growth hormone surges. Recovery begins, and men like Leonard begin to feel like themselves again. I told him to sip just half a glass, about 4 to 6 ounces, around 30 minutes before bed. Within a few nights, he reported sleeping faster and deeper. By the second week, he said, "Doc, I'm waking up with energy, with presence, and something else too. Let's just say if mornings are a bit more exciting, Agon." What touched me most wasn't his smell. It was the sense of pride in his smells. He hadn't taken a drug. He hadn't forced anything. He simply gave his body what it needed to do what it was designed to do. And here's the beauty. Oh, fit all. When you combine circulation and sleep, everything starts to align. There's one area most men overlook. Anergan. That often becomes the quiet factor affecting their energy, their sleep, and their intimacy. The themes might be hiding in something Ewan scooped out and threw away. Let's talk about the small but mighty seed that's helped thousands of men take back control of their nights. Years ago, I used to throw pumpkin seeds straight into the trash without a second thought. Every fall, we'd carve age calendars with the kids, scoop out the insides, and toss the seeds. I had an idea we were discarding one of the most powerful healing foods for men over 60. It wasn't until I met Don, a 66-year-old retired engineer, that it truly understood just how important this little seeds could be. Don was methodical, thoughtful, the kind of man who liked clear answers. When he sat down in my office, he didn't talk about intimacy, sleep, or vital hormones. No tat first. I'm exhausted. Every night I wake up 2, sometimes 3 times to urinate. By morning, I feel like I've run a marathon, mentally foggus, frustrated, and frankly fed up. I looked at his chart, and everything pointed to a familiar picture: moutly enlarged prost, rising blood pressure, sluggish circulation, and low energy. I asked him, "Are you giving your body the minerals it needs to repair at night?" He gave me a look and said, "Like what? Multivitamins?" I smiled and shook my head. It's like pumpkin seeds. These small crunchy seeds are loaded with exactly what older male bodies need, especially at night. Magnesium, to relax blood vessels, lower nighttime blood pressure, and prevent leg cramps. Zinc, to support vital hormone production and help reduce prostate concerns, and tryptophan, a natural amino acid that helps increase serotonin and melatonin, promoting deeper, more restorative sleep. But what really sets pumpkin seeds apart is their phytosterols. It's plant compounds that help reduce prostate tissue and improve urinary flow. That means fewer nidometrips to the bathroom, deeper sleep, and better circulation to the entire pelvic region. For Don, this was life-changing. I told him to start with 1 to 2 tablespoons of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds before bed. Some nights, he had them plain. Others, he mixed them with a few banana slices or added themto Greek yogurt. Within 2 weeks, his bathroom visits were cut in half. A month later, he told me, "Doc, I haven't slept this soundly in years. I'm thinking clearer, walking stronger, and let's just say my wife noticed a few changes I didn't expect." Power of giving your body the minerals it's been missing. Something sosmal, yet so essential. And when your precipitate calms down, your sleep strengthens, and your energy returns. Your entire system begins to align. But what if we could take things even further? What if there were a creamy, familiar food already in your fridge that not only supports blood flow, but delivers 2 types of protein to rebuild your strength all through the night? Let me introduce you to the bedtime powerhouse most men never think twice about. Greek yogurt. Robert was one aft men you could spot from across their room. Broad shoulders, a confidence and shake, the kind of presence that commanded a football team. He'd spent decades coaching high school athletes, teaching boys how to stand tall and push through limits. But when I came into my office at 70, I saw different in his eyes. Hestel had the strength in his frame, but there was a quiet heaviness in how he carried himself. He looked at me and said, "Doc, I love my life. I love my wife, but lately I feel like I'm just coasting. My sleep is broken, my mornings are slow, and my body doesn't trevor like it used to." He hesitated for adding, "And truthfully, I feel like the spark's gone." I asked him one simple question. "What do you eat beforebed?" He looked surprised. "Eat beforebed? Nothing. I thought that was bad for you. I hear that more often than you'd believe." It's one of the most impactful myths for men over 60, because when timed and chosen correctly, small bedtime meal can completely change the way your body repairs and restores itself through the night. That's when I told Robert about Greek yogurt. Cool, creamy, and often overlooked. Greek yogurt is honestly one of the best foods a man can eat before bed. It delivers a powerful annetta punch whey protein, which is fast absorbing and helps jumpstart muscular repair early in your sleep cycle, and casein protein, which digests slowly and nourishes your body with amino acids for up to 8 hours. This steady stream of asterisk nutrition is vital for men over 60, whose natural muscle breakdown increase over niched. But the benefits go far beyond muscle. Greek yogurt is rich in calcium, which supports healthy blood pressure and vascular relaxation. Key for nighttime circulation? It's also packed with B vitamins that help regulate energy, nerve sensation, and vital hormone metabolism. And when you pair it with chia seeds, berries, or a drizzle of raw honey, it becomes a complete nighttime tonic that supports hormones, blood flow, and deep sleep. Robert took it seriously. Each night, about an hour before bed, he'd make asmel bowl, Greek yogurt, a spoonful of chia seeds, a dash of cinnamon, and a few banana slices. But within 3 weeks, he came back to me and said, "Doc, I wake up ready now. I don't just get through the day. I lead it." That's what happens when your body finally has the raw materials it needs right when it needs them most. And that's why you know this isn't just about food. It's about aiming, about respect, about feeding them on. You still are inside. So cottage cheese, the quiet muscle builder. But if Greek yogurt is your nighttime coach, the next food might be your silent strength trainer. It's an old-fashioned favorite that's making a powerful comeback for men who want to build muscle, stamina, and even well-morning confidence. Let's talk about it. There's something humble, even old-fashioned about cottage cheese. It's not flashy. It's second to food your parents probably kept in the fridge, maybe with a spoon already stuck inside. But don't let its simplicity fool you. For men over 60, cottage cheese can quietly become one of most powerful tools in your nighttime healing arsenal. And honestly, I've seen it happen again and again. Take Frank, for example. He was 72, a retard mechanic who had spent his entire life working with his hands, building, fixing, providing. He still had the rough palms and firm grip toper of it. He told me things had changed. "Doc," he said, "I feel like me body's clocked out without telling. My balance is off. My grip's weaker. And at night, well, it's like I'm not even in my own skin anymore." Frank wasn't looking for a miracle. He wasn't interested in tricks. He just wanted to feel solid again. Real strength, earned strength. And that's when I told him, "Frank, your body wants to rebuild. Boutique needs the materials. And it turns out one of the best blueprints is sitting in your fridge. Cottage cheesy's rich in casein protein, which digests over several hours, releasing a steady stream of amino acids while you sleep. That's crucial because after 60, muscle breakdown happens more quickly, and without nighttime protein, your body struggles to repair what it loses. Cottage cheese also contains leucine, an essential amino acid that activates natural growth and supports nitric oxide production, which means better blood flow. Yes, even to the areas that feel overlooked. It's also high in calcium, which supports blood vessel relaxation and steady heart rhythms through the night. And if you add a dash of cinnamon or a few berries, you're giving your body a final boost of antioxidants and blood sugar balance before the day ends. Frank gave it a shot. Half a cup of cottage cheese about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. No drama, no effort, just a simple habit. Within 3 weeks, he returned with a light in his eyes, I hadn't seen before. "Doc," he said. He leaped through the night now. "My hands feel steadier. I feel like my body is finally on my side again. And my wife, she's been giving me that look I haven't seen in years. It's amazing how something so small, so unassuming, can spark such a big change in a man's life. And that's the beauty of real nutrition. It doesn't shout. It works quietly, deeply, right where you need it most. The rebuilding shake, my personal prescription. But what if you could combine all of these healing ingredients? Your protein, your nitric oxide boosters, your hormone supporter Cinto, one smooth, powerful nighttime shake? Up next, I'll share the exact formula I've given hundreds of men to help them restore their strength while they sleep. Some of the most powerful mints in my practice don't happen during exams or lab reviews. They happen in quiet conversations, man to man. Weena, patient, leans forward, his voice, and says something like, "Doc, I'm doing everything I can, but my body just won't recover." That's exactly what George told me. He was 75, recovering from a tough surgery, and in his words, feeling like half the man I used to be. He'd lost weight, strength, and confidence. But the hardest part for him wasn't the physical recovery. It was the way he felt distant from himself, as if his body had become something familiar, unresponsive. I could see it in the way he sat, the hesitation in his voice, and I knew exactly what Hani did. I didn't hand him a list of supplements or another exercise plan. Instead, I gave him a simple but powerful formula. Bedtime shake that's been my personal prescription for men who need to rebuild from the inside out. The foundation is high-caliance whey protein. It's fast digesting and rich in essential amino acids, helping your body jumpstart muscle repair and tissue recovery. Themament. You fall asleep. Then comes collagen peptides, often overlooked but absolutely vital for men over 60. Collagen supports the lining of your blood vessels, your joints, skin, and connective tissue. Not enough of it. Strength and flexibility, quiet litimish. Finally, I add 3G of leucine, a key amino acid that acts like the ignition switch for muscle growth. Even in older men, leucine can tell your body it's time to build again. You can blend it all with unsweetened almond milk for healthy fats. Add a pinch of cinnamon to stabilize blood, sugar, and a dash of sea salt to help with nighttime hydration aid electrolyte balance. That's it. No tricks. Just real, targeted nutrition that works while you sleep. Georgiuk commented to it. Every night about an hour before bed, he drank his shake. Wout. 3 weeks later, he walked into my office with a completely different presence. His shoulders were back. His handshake is firm. His voice was lighter. "Doc Hesed, I'm not just feeling better, I'm rebuilding." And that's the power of timing and intention. When you give your body what it's been missing, when you feel it before bed instead of depriving it, everything begins to shift. Strength returns, sleep deepens, confidence arises. You don't need to feel stuck in decline. You just need to give your biology a reason to fight for you again. If you've been living with low energy, poor sleep, and less robust circulation for months, or even years, it's easy to believe that real change takes forever, or maybe isn't possible at all. But one thing I've learned after treating thousands of men over 60 is this. When you finally give your body what it needs, it responds with surprising speed. You don't have to wait months. Sometimes all it takes is a few nights off consistent care. Was one Afto's men. He was 71, a retired malacarrier who had walked 5 meters a day for most of his career. But lately, he told, even getting out of bed felt like awkward, Doc. He said, "I'm tired when I wake up. Feel like I'm going through truth motions. Want to be present again with my wife, with myself." I started Hyman the same protocol I've shared with you. Bedtime nutrition that supports blood flow, hormone production, and recovery. Greek yogurt with chia seeds, a spoonful of almond butter, a glass after cherry juice, one small ritual each night. Nothing drastic, nothing extreme. After 7 nights, James said he was no longer tossing and turning. His 2 a.m. bathroom trips had stopped. Doc heddled me. "I'm not just sleeping longer. I'm finally resting. By night 14, Hanat is something else. I'm waking up with more energy. I feel sharp again, and me morning vigor is back. That one tale may seem small, but for many men, it's a quiet sign that blood flow is returning and hormones are stabilizing by day 30. James had his rhythm back, his mood lifted, his confidencer churned. He said, "Doc, I feel like I've been invited back into my own body and I could see it." The way he stood, the way he talked, the light in his face. That's what happens when you stop fighting your body and start working with it. You see, healing distant require perfection. It requires consistency. Just a few small actions done at the right time can change the way your body performs, sleeps, repairs, and feels. I've watched it happen in men again and again. You are not the exes. You are next. So tonight, when you're standing in front of the fridge wondering if it's worth trying, remember this moment. Remember this message. And remember that healing doesn't happen by accident. It happens by choice. One small deliberated act of care before bed, one spoon, one a decision. You're not too old, you're not too far gone, you're just getting started. And I'll be right here, walking with you always.